This is our compost area where we have 2 geo bins and 2 compost smart bags. And these still have a little bit of compost in them, so they're partially filled up with compost. And then this geo bin, I just started layering. Right now I'm just drying out some grass in it. And eventually I'll start layering scraps of food and leaves and grass in this one. This one has been going a while. Today it's at 120. And basically this one is leaves and food scraps and grass. We are using the grass as a nitrogen, but then it does dry out and turn brown. So, but we layer the grass, we put our food, which is the green, and then we put leaves that are brown. It seems to be working out. The compost is looking good underneath. The bin has been steadily at 140. It has dropped a little bit. It's been a while since I've added food. And what I do is with our grass on our lawn is I do spread it out here and let it turn brown. So if we can't get leaves, I'll just rake up the brown grass and add it to the compost. That way we have plenty of carbon brown and we have plenty of nitrogen green. So today I'm going to be adding some scraps. We have the 4 compost bins going here, and I also do vermiculture or vermicomposting, which is with worms. So when I have my food scraps, I kind of like to pick out certain things I'll put in this outdoor compost bin, and then some things I put in the worm bin. So I'm going to go and sort through them, and I'll show you how I sort them. I'm going to take this out, pretty hot. I'm going to just dig a hole here. I already dug a hole earlier this morning. I put a bunch of my sourdough discard in here. As you can see, as I'm digging down, you see how nice and brown it is. It smells very rich down here. Tim and I used to really move our compost from bin to bin, but because now we're getting older and it's really hard to shovel all this compost, we don't do it anymore, but the compost still comes out awesome. So as you can see, as I'm getting deeper in here, you can actually see there's ash, the gray, there's some ash. It's gotten really hot. So this is looking good. I'm hitting some layers of things that haven't actually broken down yet, but that's okay. So what I'm gonna do is, today I did have a lot of tomato pieces and onion. That is going in this pile. I'm not gonna put the tomatoes or the onion into my worm bin. I have, for the worms, as I sort through my stuff, I have some coffee grounds, which I like to put in the worm bin. I've got bananas. I think I'll put one, this can go in here. I think I'll put one in the worm bin, one banana. And I got a lot of peels. These peels are gonna go in this bin. Eggshells in here, more coffee grounds. Here's another, put some coffee grounds in here. The lime, I'm not gonna put, I don't like to put lime or lemon in my compost bins. So I'm not gonna put those in. I also don't put the coffee filters. Towels can go in. An apple core, I think I'll put that in my worm bin. Then I have a whole bunch of, we have a parrot named Neone. Sometimes you probably hear him in the background sometimes when I'm video recording. But so some of his bird food that he doesn't eat, I think I'll put some of that in the worm bin and also in here. Okay. So these I'm just going to throw into my city compost. So the lime and the coffee filters will go in my city. This, apple, bananas, coffee grounds, and bird food will go in my worm bin. And these I'm just going to bury back and put them like this. My dog is barking. The kids are out playing in the yard out next door, and he barks at them. I have to get him to stop. Okay, so we're in suburbia, in a backyard, in a suburban city. You can have a compost bin even in your suburban backyard if you want to. When we first started our first compost bin, Like I said, my husband used to take the whole thing out every couple weeks and move it, so to flip it and aerate it. But you know, we're in 100-degree temperatures right now, and it really stays hot and breaks down nicely without doing that. And we can save our shoulders. You know, once it gets to be winter and it gets cold, it'll be harder to keep the bin hot. And then in that case, we may have to move the bin to get it back hot again. But for now, we don't need to do that. So we're not doing it. I'm gonna put this back in, and that's it for today. So like, it's going up rapidly. It's up to 100 right now. It's moving up, 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 up. It'll go right up. It's in the green between 80 and 120. So again, if you're in a backyard in a suburban area, even if you live in an apartment or a condo, you can have a small, they make smaller bins that you can keep outside on your patio. You know, they're not tiny, but they're actually, this is my kitchen one. It's rather small. It fits under my kitchen cabinet, but they make one slightly bigger that you could put like out on a balcony or a small patio. But it's really great to do it. I feel like it's great for the environment, but it's also, the compost is just, it's it's so wonderful for the soil that your plants, if you just add the compost to your plants when you're planting every season, it just helps your plants to be so healthy and to grow. And that's sort of Tim and my secret. So follow along if you want to see more about composting with just outdoors or with worm composting.